implementing the global payroll model is a big change as we move from decentralized to a global payroll model. And some of the thought processes is how much change is there? What effect does that have within my business? And how do I get speed to value? As the market's matured, really what we're coming with is, how difficult it is that change to happen. And with the methodologies that are able to deploy through our implementation processes or through the implementation processes, it's a really good blueprint for organizations to be able to see, what requirement is it from a resource perspective for me? What is the methodology? How do I see change in this? And, as we think about payroll, payroll is a 20-year relationship. There's a really good, long relationship with vendor and client that exists. And so for clients, really what they need to think about is, what is the strategic value that I'm going to be getting from the move? How does this affect, what is the upside benefit? And then as I view the change, how difficult is that to implement throughout my business? And really, what we're looking at now is, whilst this change, you're moving from a decentralized model to a centralized model, how much upheaval is that? And really, that's around vendors being able to work with organizations to really hold their hand through that process, and that speed to value becomes shorter and shorter for them. And really then what enables an organization is, now I'm starting to see that strategic benefit, on a shorter time frame by making this move to, a single vendor under a single contract. The other really important thing to think on there is not just around speed of value and how much change is there through the organization, but again is, what system landscape change do I see? So again, moving to cloud technologies is starting to look at what employee experience do I see? What does my payroll management team sees? What is the value that they bring? So, it's really enabling us to be working with organizations to bring that time down. Traditionally, when people think about, moving on to a global payroll system, what was available was the ERP modules. And as you think about that, it's a lot of dollars to implement, a lot of customization, which means they're long implementations. To be able to bring up ERP payroll modules, it takes a long time. With our market, that's really changed. If you look at the global payroll model, for organizations to deploy multi-country payroll across their regions quickly has totally changed. So the old way of thinking about putting in systems on demand, on premise, a lot of customization, really has changed now with that cloud-based technology, with the availability to roll out countries in a really short time frame. So there's a totally different thought process that needs to happen around how much change really, what amount of resource do I need to put in compared to how people have viewed it in the past.